What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Weekly Indie Newcomer, the weekend series where you and I take a look at an indie game that's been bouncing around my brain over the course of the last week. This week we're taking a look at Boid, which is a lightweight, almost minimalist, not really minimalist though as far as the graphics go, but essentially it gives you control of like these weird little microscopic armies that are fighting each other. Very, very interesting little title. I have seen other things somewhat like it in the past, but this one actually... It's pretty intense. I've had trouble with some of the missions where I gotta scratch my head and be like, how do I make this happen? So anyways, if you wanted to see some new real-time strategy action, this appears to be the weekend of the strategy game. It seems like it happens like that though, doesn't it? It seems like every weekend I have like all games of a certain genre when I do Weekly Indie Newcomer. They come in bursts. I don't know, apparently this week's burst was strategy. So let's play some Boid. New game! We're gonna jump in and we're gonna play on normal because what do I need? I don't need ulcers. Earth in the near future. Matt Wall here, live on CBA News. Today's headline story: the first drones of the revolutionary terraformation program Boid launch into space. No need to remind our viewers that the Boid initiative gave an enormous boost to human science, and most of all, it united all nations around a common goal to make humanity the first multi-planet race. Soon, dozens of Boid drones will be sent to discover and terraform different habitable planets suitable for comfortable existence of the human race. It is quite simply a giant leap for mankind. A few months later, research spaceship New Orion, solar system Kepler. Incoming message from Earth. Greetings, Private. My name is Captain John Maverick, head of the Alien Interference Bureau. I'll be straight, one of our Boid drones has landed on Kepler 42c. Yes, we are aware that this planet is bioactive, and yes, we are aware that Boid's contact with any alien life forms may cause unpredictable consequences, so no, we don't have a clue what the damn drone did there. Zero-T connection with that drone from our side is impossible. Here's where you come in. Since you're already in orbit with 42C, you're able to reach that hunk of metal through a VLF radio without a huge delay. You got a radio, right? Listen, son, I know this is a lot to ask, but you're the only one out there and we need your help. I'll be damned if anybody knows 42C biology. It's up to you. Your mission is to find out what the hell happened out there. And one last thing, welcome to the Army, son. That's a special president's decree. Congratulations, Private. Over. I like to think he's a musical captain. Greetings, pilot. You are speaking with Boid's AI. I am a computer-linked avatar version 3.11, but call me Clava. Unfortunately, I am unable to provide any landing information since the piloting system is fully autonomous and doesn't require my support. I was designed to process genetic modifications, and I am here to assist you. Please be advised, connecting to Boid DNA mutator modules will gain control of nearby life forms, enabling a detailed crash area analysis. And so in we go to our first mission. Huzzah. So this game is essentially, you've got spawner. It's kind of like Crush Your Enemies, where you've got spawners, you've got converters, and then you've got different map layouts, and the enemy's going to be attacking you while you're attacking them. And so these are our little guys right here. I don't know really what they're supposed to be. They're just little green ball guys. I don't know. And then we got to go see these little white guys over here, and we got to go fight them so that we can take their colony, and then we'll convert them over to our side. Our noble green cause will be realized. Indeed. Welcome to the nobility that is greeniness. So these are unit converters right here. They get to it a little bit faster than Crush Your Enemies did. Basically, and these also, they will spawn units regardless of whether or not you have anything inside of them. This one makes crabs. This one makes scouts. That's right, we're about to save a planet with the power of our crabs. So what we can do is we can take this and we can actually select a full group. Then you click on the icon and you can choose to add or decrease the amount inside the group. We send them over there. They'll go fight the crab that's guarding it. And crabs are basically tank units. This game functions on a rock, paper, scissors type of system where crabs will kill scouts, scouts will kill guns, and guns will kill crabs. And then these little neutral guys in the middle here just deal neutral damage, and that's all there is to it. I'll send 3 more over there. They're going to continue on breeding. You can also grab and drop this little thing right here. That's where when they spawn, it just tells them to go there automatically, but we're not going to be using that mechanic right now. Instead, let's send some over to become scouts. Scouts are fast, and they kill guns very, very quickly. Like, they kill guns, like, stupidly quickly and are highly resistant to the gun's damage. The crabs, I already talked about them. They're very, very slow. I actually think all the units should move the same speed if they're going with a rock, paper, scissors thing where one thing beats the other. It should have just been like, I kind of feel like the movement should have been the same for all of them. Like, it would make sense that the crab would be slower if it was good versus, like, everything, because then it's harder to get it to move around. But honestly, I would... yeah, you guys should probably go fight them. Oh, shit. And now we got guns coming in from that way. So the scouts are going to have to go ahead and take care of that because they are good versus guns, whereas these little guys are basically little green targets. And so there it is. Guns handled, taken care of. They had their ticket to the gun show, but it was only for a light duration. We can now go on to the next area, and now we got to capture some more spawners. And so the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to send crabs at them. I'm going to defeat you with the power of my mighty crotch crickets. And then we're going to send them off over there and just hope that they don't get excessively violent. Where did my scouts end up? Oh, my scouts are over here doing jack shit nothing. Okay, so they should help over here on this side. Hooray! Assist me with my microbial conquest. I don't know what the eyeball is in the background. I think that's the Boid unit or whatever it is that we're trying to recover. It seems like it might be. Now, there is an important mechanic here. When you tell them to conquer something, if you click on the outer ring, it means they will conquer it, but it will not convert the units, and they will just rotate around the top of it, and they will guard it. However, if you click on the middle part, it converts them all over to guns, which is what that little icon is right there. We have so many spawners available. I'm going to make a bunch of crabs, and then I'm going to convert all of these guys to guns. These guys are just going to ride out, and they're going to take who they can take. This little dude's probably going to try and steal one of my spawners, would be my estimate. Where are my... Oh, that's right. I turned them into crabs. I forgot about that. I turned them into crabs. Go ahead and defend that real fast. Don't let them conquer it. You get up in there and mess with that spawn. You guys get up in here and mess with that spawn. They can turn their units into whatever they want to turn their units into. It's not going to save them. Oh, their scout grabbed it all, didn't they? Well, that scout just ran out of luck because he just ran into a bunch of crabs, which are the polar opposite of what he is. I should probably defend better. That would have more than likely been a wise decision. Go ahead and we'll fight them right here. Good, good, good. Keep running them down. That's fine. Don't worry about it. We are going to conquer that node right there, which is going to start converting over and providing us with more spawns. I'm going to reinforce it. And then with these spawns over here, we're just going to create like a little naval blockade. Do I have anything down here protecting my back lines? They seem to be really fascinated with that scout node. So you know what? I'm going to deploy a couple to defend it. Just in case. Guns, get rid of the crabs. Okay. You guys go over and take the crab spawner. He's probably going to go after this now, so we'll go ahead and reinforce that too. Why did you all turn into scouts? Don't really care. That works out for my current purposes, so I can live with it. And then next, we're going to go after the gun spawner. Take these little guys. We're going to route them all over to here, and I feel like I've got enough advanced troops to really press this time around. We have a lot of little creatures on our side. I don't know if there's a unit cap or anything like that. It just feels like we've got a lot. Like deep down inside, I feel like we have many units. Yes, we do. We have lots and lots of units, and our unit is now invading their little egg sphere thing, and it will become ours. Victory is mine. Indeed, we have purged the filthy Xeno. Continue. Alright, please be advised, to complete the calibration process, I need access to the ship's OT connection module. So we need to investigate an area and clear unwanted life forms. Let's stop me up so I can murder little white things and also red guys over here. You know, I think one of the things I've noticed so far, though, I would like there to be some level of auto attack in this game. So, for example, you've got units, but they'll sit there and let enemies go around them unless it's inside a very specific radius. I think they could make that a little bit larger, because I'm the kind of person with like command and conquer and stuff like that where I expect the units to just like fire on anything that's the enemy when I position them somewhere. It's because I'm creating my own little blockade or whatever. The little bubble that's around them right there, that's their health, in case you were wondering. That's how much HP they've got. These are neutral spawns. It looks like we have access to crabs and we have access to scouts right now. I would say just bring them all over here, and we'll turn them into scouts, and then we will send them out as scouts. We will turn them out as scouts to be about the enemy's business, and by their business, I mean we're going to take another one of their balls from them. I'm going to be in the business of stealing balls. Go, 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 go! I like these ones because they're sleek and they look like sharks. They're like... There are lots of unit types in this game. They unlock as you get further into the campaign. As far as I know, you've got exploders, venoms, medics, crabs, guns. I forget the name of this one. And your generic units. Oh, shit, that's not good. Go fight them. Go fight them right now. Murder them for their impudence. That's right. Unless you give the order, sometimes it really doesn't stick with them that they're supposed to be murdering things. And so I would just keep that in mind. I love how there's little flecks of the colors of the things that we're fighting that get splashed on the walls and stuff like that. I don't know, it's a very relaxing game, and even though it can be really, really intense, there are some missions where they give you limited resources and you gotta do like the standard RTS thing. You gotta kinda like, I guess you kinda gotta use limited resources to complete a defensive objective or something like that. It still manages to be a really, really fun game and still relaxing, even though like you're stressing about like where my little guys are at and everything like that. And so I've had a good time with it. I was pleasantly surprised. The only thing that I think is a little bit weird is how it's a rock paper scissors system, but everything moves at different speeds. That might just be for flavor. Like, that's totally fine. But to me, that makes scouts seem like they're the best, because over everybody else, scouts and guns seem to have a lot more going for them than like crabs. Like, I think crabs are generically stronger against everything but their opposite. I can't really verify one way or the other. Don't let him conquer that. That was way too easy. Don't let that happen. He's just gonna run away after he gets it done? Oh, man. Alright, so you guys go guard that node. You guys replace them by guarding here. We've got crabs coming in from this side, which means I need to convert you guys into guns. Go get the crabs. They should get rid of them very, very quickly. Actually, you know what? You guys just reinforce the outer ring right there. Just guard it. You guys do similarly, and I'll come back in and I'll grab you when I need you. And so now we've got an actual troop stack. Let's go ahead and push our luck here. We're going to get very, very aggressive since we have such a large troop stack. And I think we're just going to go straight for one of these bubbles over here. We're going to go straight after it and see if we can give it to ourselves. Like, it's possible that each unit might be moderately stronger versus the generic unit type, and that this is kind of like a peasant. It doesn't fight quite as well. I don't know. I don't remember it being mentioned in the tutorial anywhere, but it may have been, and I may have just skipped over the top of it and not paid attention. Either way, your crabs are now my crabs. Isn't that the way it always seems to work, though? Isn't that always the way it seems to work? And actually, that was pretty easy. These poor little bastards right here don't even know what to attack. We've got everything so heavily reinforced now that it's like, well, now what you gonna do? And we have wiped out the Red Menace. That's another victory for us. Chalk it up on the board. Huzzah. Next mission. Success so far. We've got a oh, that's right. We're leaving. So essentially, at the end of each mission sprint, so at the end of each run of missions, there will be a sprint where the final mission is always you with limited units trying to work your way through a map using limited resources to get to a node. This happens all the time. This is a very, very standard fair thing to do in strategy games. I can recall missions like this being in there since like back in the old Command & Conquer days, the missions where you had Tanya or the Commando or the Cyborg and all that kind of stuff. I never really liked those missions because they relied on things going very, very well. But most of them usually had a pretty clear-cut way to win. This time around, we're trying to get all of our units to the OT point so that we can extract the DNA data that we have. For right now, we only have a couple of crabs, but that's okay. I mean, to me, it would seem like even a couple crabs is way, way too many. But let's go down this way. We've already killed a scout, and we can get more units from this side. I also hope they add a game speed button. I would like to see the game speed. A slider would be preferred so that it wasn't like 2 times, 3 times, or regular speed. Because I think I would actually, if I was playing in my campaign, I would enjoy speeding the game up by, oh, I don't know, probably 0.25, maybe 0.35. Just make it a little faster. Just make it a little faster. Oh, we got guns now. We got guns now. It's on. And so we separate them from the rest of the units, and then we have them go and attack the crabs, which are infesting the area that we are currently interested in. I will also have the crabs help out with this, because why not? They're not doing anything anyways. Lazy-ass crabs. And there it is. Now we convert whatever we want to crabs whenever we want. But we're not going to do that right now because we don't have any of the generic peasant microbes. Instead, we're going to rescue this little stack of amoebas over here. So there it is. The amoeba stack has been rescued. We've got nothing but scouts over there, so we need to send crabs after them. The missions are actually relayed in this reason. I'm sorry, they're relayed in this fashion for a reason. They're teaching you subconsciously the mechanics of the game. Like, yes, they do give you the little tooltips that pop up down there, but these missions are used to reinforce that you're supposed to be using your units for specific functions. Scouts are great for running out and grabbing new stacks of units in missions like this, so that's what we're going to do. Welcome to our newest unit, which is like these little manta ray guys right here. They're called healers, and they do exactly what you would expect a medic in StarCraft or anything else to do. They sit there and they just channel heal anything that's wounded, and as you can see, their little bubbles will fill up from being healed. Medics are a game changer. They are an OMG game changer. If there's a stack of units with no medic, If there's a stack of units with medics, you gotta be very, very careful about the way you go about things. We got more scouts over here. I'm gonna go ahead and send in the crabs. Send in the crabs. With these guys over here, I'm going to convert 4 of them to crabs. And then the rest will become medics. Crabs have been successful in their destruction of the scout menace. However, we are going to need medics over here if we want this to work, because they are actually fighting a lot of scouts right there. And even though they're strong versus scouts, I'm not totally convinced they're going to be alright. Let's bring these medics back over to here. We will get these crabs moving, even though they're slow as all hell. And we've conquered yet another node, which converted them into scouts for some reason. I don't think I clicked the middle, but you know what? Convert them back to crabs. It's going to take us a while to regroup our forces, but it'll be alright. What else are we up against here? We have what looks like guns. Actually, no. Keep the scouts. Keep the scouts. So since we're going up against guns, we're going to need a bunch of scouts in order to wipe them out thoroughly. Let's go ahead and send them in. Medics are reasonably quick too, so they should be able to come up the rear and then reinforce. There it is. The victory was swift and instantaneous. I'm going to take half of you and send you back to become scouts. You guys come up this way. I like having troop variety. It's just me being me. Now we got guns, though, which is good, because we can send the guns over to here to deal with the crabs. Do I have any guns in here? Yeah, I got guns in here. Go after the crabs. All guns break off and go engage the crabs while we wait for other things to happen. But as you can see, this is one of the few missions where we don't have reinforcements. We are unreinforced. So if anything goes wrong or you end up wasting a whole bunch of units, that's on you, and there's nothing else you can really do here. I'm trying to rescue as many units as I can. We don't actually have to rescue all of these. Once we get done here, we just got to make that final push up and around that way. By the way, I love the way the fog of war is like a biological mesh. I love that. I like the way that that looks, and it's a nice change from just like the common, easy-to-implement black, you know, fog of war that they put in strategy games frequently. I find that to be a much more artistically pleasing and thematic thing for them to do. All right, everybody down to here, and we will wait. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to speed up the game or anything like that. I would love for there to be, though. Speeding it up even slightly would be cool for me. Just for when I'm trying to move units around on a mission like this and you got to wait for them to arrive at like a destination point or whatever. That usually tends to be the time that I really, really appreciate the addition of a move speed button. Still. Oh shit, no, 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 fall back, fall back, fall back. No, you poor little bastard, run! Well, we lost a unit. We lost a unit. So that's a bunch of guns with a bunch of healers standing in reserve. So what we are going to need here is to split this stack into scouts. I really wish you guys would stop doing that. Fall back. Fall back! There. You guys go become scouts. It's my fault for clicking too far, but it'll have to do for right now. I don't have a well-maintained troop stack that's varying enough to make this matter. There's some enemies down there too, but we actually only have to make it to the destination point, so I don't really care that much. We got enough guns. What can I do with these 9 right here? Turning a couple into crabs would be good, but they're so far away that I just don't feel like messing with it right now. There we go. Scouts come back. On this side, I need the medics in here. And now we bum rush them. There it is. And so we've won by playing the rock, paper, scissors game, which is usually the best way to do it if you can. I mean, the game's going to get kind of frenetic later on. It becomes easy to panic and just throw generic units at everything, which I've done pretty frequently as well. Let's move everybody up a little bit further. We're just trying to get the hell out of here, so I'm not going to focus too heavily on rando combat. On this side, we're going to need the crabs to go up there and deal with them, and then I'll have the medics join the crabs because they aren't quite numerous. I would like to have more crabs. There's a sentence that nobody's ever said unless they're like at Joe's Crab Shack or something. There you go. Throw those heals out there. Medics will heal each other as well, so be aware. You can heal yourself. Medics cannot attack, though, so don't use them as such. If you attack with your medics, you will be very, very disappointed by the results. It will suck for you. Alright, let's get these guns over here. Perfecto. And I think that should be... Scouts, go check. But I think that should be everything. Yep, we're good. Alright, so let's grab everybody, and it's time for an evac. And that will probably be the end of our weekly indie newcomer, just because we don't really have time to jump into another mission. I mean, there's a lot of things that I like about this title. I like the relaxing vibe that it gives you. It's a very ambiance-laden game. They've done a great job making sure that the sound matches the imagery. Everything sounds like it's slightly underwater. The unit conformations are all acceptable. The controls are good. I would like a little bit more control. I don't know if you can set up hotkeys or anything like that. Hadn't really attempted it yet. You can use all the letters to summon the different types, and that mostly just uses the bottom row of the keys. So you can do that if you want to. I personally would really like to rebind these to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could probably do it in the options somewhere. But yeah, the game is actually, I played it for a couple of hours this week, and I'm still only like, I'm not that many missions in. The campaign is pretty long. I can't really tell you how many hours of gameplay you're going to get out of it, because this is more or less kind of a it's kind of a educated first impressions is the way that I would call it. I've played like halfway through and then come back to the beginning to kind of show you how the game functions and everything like that. I like to make my first impressions, so technically I guess they wouldn't be first impressions if you're going by very, very specific literal translation here. But anyways, what I like to do is I like to learn how to play the game first, then I come back and I show it off to all of you, because I don't want my ineptitude clogging up the game for, you know, the 25 minutes that it gets in the limelight. So anyways, this game is called Boid. I've got a link for you down below if you wanted to get the game for yourself. Nice little lightweight RTS, good for relaxation, hanging out, but there are some tough missions in there. Believe me, there are a couple that I had to restart once or twice and just kind of fiddle with them a little bit and change my strategic approach. I like what it's doing. I do. I think that it's a pretty solid strategy title, and it ticks all the right boxes that need to be ticked. It may not be the most innovative title, but at the same time, it does what it sets out to do. And so if you're looking for a strategy game to scratch that itch for a little while you wait for the next thing to come along that is trying to innovate, then this is not a bad choice. I will see you all later. Check out Boid down below, and I will see you next weekend with more indie newcomers. Bye, everybody.